the sideboard one last time here at the StarCityGames.com Standard Open in Baltimore, brought to you by Ultimate Guard. I am Nick Miller alongside our new Standard Open champion, Osyp Lebedowicz. Congratulations, friend.
Thank you.
Take this trophy here. This
Feels
is all
good to
yours.
be getting a trophy as opposed to watching from the coverage booth someone else getting a trophy.
Old-time coverage associated here at Star City Games, but now you're out playing, adding an Open Series trophy, your first to the many wins you have in your resume.
Yeah. Grand Prix, Pro Tour, now Open. Thank you.
Talk about your deck selection this weekend. Green-white tokens definitely went back up a little bit in the metagame. Of course, Band Company was just towering above everything. But from 3 copies last week, 1 in the top 8, 1 9th over there in the booth, 9 copies this weekend. You were one of them, and you take home the title.
Yeah, basically, Bant was so popular last week, I thought it'd be popular again. I also thought that black decks would increase in popularity because, you know, people think black beats Bant for some reason. So I really thought green-white would be well positioned just because, one, Evolutionary Leap is just so good in the format right now. It's really good against black decks, and it's surprisingly good against Bant decks as well. Like, you just grind them out if you can get to a point where they're not overwhelming you with tempo. So I just thought it was a really good choice. That's why I played 3 Tragic Arrogance and 2 Evolutionary Leap.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. The combination of both, the 3 Tragic Arrogance and the 2 Evolutionary Leap, you were just able to just outgrind everyone, even these Bant decks that just swarm and overtake everyone with incremental value. You just had more of it.
Yeah, it's amazing how good Tragic Arrogance is when you can really control it. I mean, it's a green-white deck, yet it feels like you're just able to generate so much card advantage with all the cards and permanents that you have in play. So, yeah, it's just a really, really good card. I think that people are going to start playing 2 Evolutionary Leap main. I mean, we saw that last week. You know, I think Cigarettes was playing a couple main. You definitely seen that before, so it's nothing new. But I think people really got to realize how good that card is across so many different matchups.
Yeah, I mean, it was just incredible all weekend. Got to touch on it. The one matchup it wasn't great in against the green-blue Crush deck.
That was embarrassing.
That
wasn't
on camera, but
yeah.
it was. You said, you know, you've been trying to work on a deck that utilizes Zimmercool and things like that, and you were just so impressed with that deck. Guess you got to be a little happy Cranerson took him out in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, that was a relief because I think the ban matchup for green-white's fine, but I don't think green-white can beat green-blue Crush at all. I definitely felt it was the most helpless I ever felt playing against someone. I really liked his deck. I thought it was really great. I've been thinking about trying to work some sort of Emrakul deck, particularly with Traverse still involved, and I think he found a really good build.
As an expert from the booth and on the Pro Tour, do you think that deck can make a splash next week?
Oh yeah, I think I mean, he took the deck, I think, probably like 85% of where it needs to be. I think there's some tweaking you could do to the deck still, but yeah, given the amount of mid-ranges that's out there this week, I definitely think it can be well positioned. Obviously, red decks and white weenie are going to be difficult, but those decks just did so poorly. I'm not sure how much you'll see them, but it'll be interesting to see whether or not it makes a splash at the Pro Tour next weekend.
Lastly, green-white's back atop the metagame. Of course, it won Pro Tour Shadows over Innistrad when Bant was huge. Bant's been huge the last 2 weekends. You took down the title. Where's that deck going forward?
I mean, if you look at my deck list, I really am not playing many new the cards at all. Zero, yeah. So, again, we'll see next weekend. I just think the deck is just, there's so much raw power in the deck. Evolutionary and Tragic Arrogance are just so overwhelmingly powerful in certain matchups that I think the deck's always going to be decent. I definitely think that there's going to be certain metagames where it's probably not great. So week in and week out, maybe it won't have a great showing, but I definitely think you'll still see a couple of top copies in the top 8.
All right, well, the deck looked great. You played it very well all weekend long. You have a trophy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Going to send it back to Andy and CVM one last time.
Hey, Pat said, see you later.